back to my YouTube channel. I'm Lottie and today we're going to look at a little bit of re-energizing and resetting the body. So a little bit of gentle movement to begin with and then something to pick up the heat and your heart rate. So jump into something that you can move about in and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start in a standing position on the floor. So come to just take the arms down by your sides. Allow the shoulders to kind of just drop down the back, so you've got a nice tall posture. Chin is kind of parallel to the floor, so you're not looking up, you're not looking down. We're just going to take a couple of breaths, some deeper breathing right down to the base of the belly. So see if you can really take the biggest breath you've taken of the day. And then as you exhale, just let it all go. Let's take one more of those. Okay, let's just do a couple of rolls in the shoulder. Soften around the neck, the back, the chest. And then let's take it forward. Okay, then come to land the hands down by the sides. Take a big inhale as you reach the arms above the head. Full body stretch. Stretch the fingers out. Nice and active through the arms. Take one more big inhale. Find a bit more length through the body, through the torso. We're going to catch the left hand around the right wrist. Start to stretch the arms over to the left. Come to a simple side stretch. Maybe gaze under the right shoulder. Just opening through the ribs, a side of the body. Take one more big inhale. Keep a nice softness in the knees. And then as you exhale, release, let it go. Take the hands apart and come to switch over. So the right hand's coming around the left wrist. Inhale, come to find a bit of length, slight softness in the shoulders. And then take it over to the right. Nice side stretch down the left side of the body. Releasing any sort of tension or tightness. Maybe it feels a bit knotty in the side of your body. Okay, let's take one more big breath. And then exhale, release, let it go, let the arms float down, and then come to catch the hands together, clasping the fingers behind the back, landing them on the sacrum, the lower part of your spine. From here, we're going to take another inhale. Start to lift through the arms, through the chest, and drawing the hands away from the back here. Just a gentle stretch through the chest. Keep a slight tuck of the chin, so we're not crunching in the back of the neck. Feel that lovely stretch in the shoulders. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then as you exhale, release, lower the hands to the back, unclasp the hands and just give them a little shake. A couple of rotations through the wrists as well. Bit of movement, mobility, get the body moving. Okay, then we're going to come to take the feet wider than hip distance apart. Slight outturn of the toes, they're pointing away from our forward stance. We're going to come to drop down into kind of like a squat, a sumo squat. Take the hands to the inside of the thighs. Inhale as you find a bit of length in the spine. Try not to collapse down here, so nice and long. I'll show you from the side. And then with your next exhale, we're going to drop the right shoulder to the center, gazing over the left. So this is a good twist for the body. It's great for stretching out the back, the shoulders. Okay, we're going to take it back to center and then come over to the right side, dropping the left shoulder down to the center. Again, dropping to center and then over to the left. And then come to center and over to the right. So let's incorporate the breath with this now. So breathing with the movement. Inhale as we come up to center. And then exhale, dropping it down. Inhale, find center, bit of lift and length. And then exhale, drop it down. Let's do a couple more times either side in your own rhythm of breath, in your own time. Okay. With the last round, come back to center. Inhale, rise it back up to standing. This time we're going to point the toes inwards. You might want to take a wider stance, or you can stay a little bit further than hip distance. Come to take the hands to the hips. Inhale, find a bit of length in the back, stand nice and tall. And then as you exhale, from this crease of the hips where we fold the torso over the legs, we're going to fold from here. So stay nice and long in the legs. Keep a slight softness in the knees. Pause halfway. Take another breath. And then gently exhale, release, let it go. Come to find a forward fold. Release the hands down either to the floor or come to catch hold of the thighs or the back of the calves. Try not to worry too much about how far you come down to the floor. You should just find this to be a nice gentle stretch in the back of the legs. A nice lengthening in the back. So just check in with the neck here. So nice and soft in the back of the neck. Release through the jaw. Maybe a little shake of the head, a little nod of the head. And let's just hang out here for a couple of breaths. You can find a bit of movement if that feels good, or you can just be nice and still and just enjoy this good stretch. Okay, with your next inhale, we're going to rise up to a halfway lift. So you can take your hands with you, sweep them up the legs halfway, come to a flat back, create that space in the torso. And then exhale, we're going to fold forward again. So release it down. And then we're going to heel toe the feet. So funny little phrase. Basically, bring the heels in, then the toes in, heel, toe, until they come to about hip distance apart. From here, we're going to take a good generous bend in the knees and then slowly start to roll the body up to standing. Nice and slow. Drawing the head up last and then rolling the shoulders down and back. Come to find ourselves in a standing position. Just come to the centre of your mat. You take a little wiggle, a little bit of movement, sort yourself out. Okay, and again, we're going to inhale. Softness in the knees as we rise the hands above the head. Full body stretch. Wiggle the fingers and then come to float the hands back down to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, come to find that halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward, release. Again, you can keep a bend in the knees. We really want to focus on just lengthening the upper part of the body out. So keeping it nice and long in the spine. Okay, bending at the knees, inhale as we slowly rise up to standing again. Reach the arms above the head. Create that space in the torso. And then exhale, palms come together, splitting down the centre of the body. Release, let it go. Okay, we're going to do a few more of these. Just slowly warm up the body, stretch the backs of the legs out. Just softness in the knees as we inhale, rise the arms above the head. Exhale, float the hands to the mat, release. Inhale, come to find that halfway lift. Find length in the back. And then exhale, fold forward, release. You can take the hands wherever they feel comfortable onto the calves, the feet, the ankles, or the floor. Okay, with your next inhale, we're going to soft bend in the knees and slowly peel ourselves all the way up to standing, drawing the arms above the head, full body stretch. Exhale, hands come down through center, palms together, release. Okay, let's pick up the pace. Inhale, rise the arms above the head. Exhale, float the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, take a softness in the knees. Start to roll the body all the way up to standing. Rise the arms above the head. And exhale, hands through heart center. Let it go. Okay, 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. Exhale, come to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Start to feel that release in the back of the legs. Okay, softness in the knees. Inhale, rising up to standing, drawing the arms above the head. You can and gaze up to the hands if that feels comfortable in the neck. And then exhale, draw the hands down the center of the body, take them to the side. Last time, inhale, sweeping the arms above the head. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, come to find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, release. Let it all go. Really allow gravity to draw the body down. Feel nice and heavy in the spine, the head, the shoulders, the arms. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to inhale, come to find that halfway lift, but see if you can keep the fingertips on the mat this time. So the back might not come up as far as before. Okay, so from here, fingertips on the mat, we're going to step the right foot back. So big step, and come to find ourselves down in a low lunge. So keep the fingertips on your mat here. Just take a little rock back and forth, just opening up into the hip socket. Maybe a little side movement, sway from side to side. Okay, we're going to drop the back knee down, untuck the toe and press into the tops of the toes. So you've got taking that pressure off the back knee. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Come to find a low lunge. Drop it back into the lunge, but stay lifted through the core. Keeping that front knee bent. Let's take one big breath here. And then as you exhale, float the hands down to the mat. We're going to bump the hips back, come to find a half split. So the front toes are pointing up to the ceiling. We're on the back of the front heel. Lengthening this front leg out, but keeping a slight bend in the front knee. Make sure to not lock that knee out. Okay, inhale, find a bit of length in the spine. Grow tall through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, bow that head down towards the knee. Definitely not necessarily touching the knee, but just feeling that deep stretch in the back of the hamstring, the calf. Okay, let's do one more of those. Inhale, find a bit of length in the back as we rise the head up. And then exhale, fold it down, head towards the knee. Nice. Inhale, rise it back up and walk the hands forward. Come to find that low lunge again. We're going to tuck the back toe under and lift the kneecap off the floor. Okay, from here, press both hands into the mat. Using the core and the strength of our legs, we're going to sweep that left foot to the back. Come to find a high plank. Okay, really engaging the core here, pressing the mat away from the body. Let's take 2 more breaths. With the final exhale, we're going to slightly bend at the knees and push it all the way back to a downward dog. So you might need to shuffle the feet a little bit further forward here. Spread the fingers nice and wide, engaging through the arms, the legs, dropping the heels down towards the mat. Again, you can keep a bend in the knees. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. Nice expansion through the ribs, the lungs. Again, a little softness in the neck, so you might want to give it a little shake, nod of the head. Okay, we're going to come to the other side. So this time we're going to shift the weight over into the left foot. Raising that right foot off your mat, come to find a 3-legged dog. As you exhale, come to draw yourself into a high plank. Draw that right knee in towards the chest. Planting the foot down in between the hands. Come to find this low lunge again. So again, you can take a little rock from side to side, back and forth, just easing into that hip flexor. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to drop the back knee down, untucking the toe and pressing into the top of the back toe. So you're easing the pressure off the back knee. When you're ready, inhale, sweeping the arms up and above the head, bending through that front knee. Keeping nice and open and lifted through the body, using this core to keep the upper body lifted. Try not to collapse into the lower back here. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. With your next exhale, float the hands back to the mat and bump the hips towards the back of the mat. Lifting the front toes up to the ceiling, come to find that half split. So keeping a slight bend in the knee here. here. As you inhale, find length in the spine. And then exhale, draw the head down towards the knee. Feeling that deep stretch into the hamstring, the calf. You're really making sure you're keeping this toe active, so you're really pointing it up to the ceiling. That will increase that stretch. Okay, gently release, walk it back towards the front of the mat. Press both palms in to the mats. Untuck the back toe, keep the body lifted as you're going to sweep that right foot all the way back to a high plank. Nice and strong. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Engaging the arms, the legs, you're switching those glutes on, switching the core on. And then with your next exhale, lifting the hips up, pushing it back to a downward dog. Okay, let's take a couple of deep releasing breaths here. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth or the nose. Just really letting go, releasing any of that unwanted breath. Okay, when you're ready, taking a bend at the knees, gazing forward, we're going to step the feet halfway up the mat, but we're going to take them wider, so bring them to the width of the mat, slight outturn of the toes, and then just slide the hands towards the feet. When you're ready, we're going to start to sway the hips from side to side as we drop down into a squat pose. So each squat will look different for everyone, so I'm going to come down into a full squat where I'm really pushing into my heels. I'm staying lifted through my chest and I'm using my elbows to guide open my legs. It's absolutely fine to have your hands down on the mat the whole time and the heels off the mat. You can just have it nice and gentle by swaying from side to side if you've got quite tight hips. Or you might want to come to find a bit of stillness in this deep squat. Maybe closing the eyes off, just really focusing on drawing that breath into the body. Working on lengthening the spine out, keeping that posture in the back and the head. So wherever you are today, just do what feels good for you. I'm going to hang out here for a couple more breaths. And then when you are ready, gently opening the eyes, if the eyes are closed, bringing the hands down to the mat. Let's just take a gentle sway from side to side. Easing, releasing into the hips. And then we're going to come to let go, bring the knees down onto the mat. Come to sit on the back of the heels for a moment, just stretching the tops of the feet out. Just have a little wiggle, a little bit of breath. Okay, when you're ready, just gently separating the knees slightly. A little bit of the space between the thighs. Okay, we're going to take the left hand behind the left foot. From here, this can be as small of a movement as you want it or as big as you want it. We're going to look at opening up the whole front of the body. So starting nice and slow, we're going to inhale, sweep this right hand, arm up and above the head. I'm pushing the hips forward here, opening through the chest and reaching my right arm above my head. Okay, give it a go, see how that feels. We're going to come to the other side. So taking the right hand behind the right toes. I'm inhaling, sweeping this left arm up and over, lifting my hips forward, opening through my chest. Taking a big, open, expansive breath here, and then as I exhale, drop my hips back down. So it might be really simple where you just want to slightly bring the hips forward and you don't use the arm here. You can just focus on lifting the hips instead of lifting through the chest. That's just as good as a move. Okay, let's do a few more times either side. So left hand comes behind left foot. Inhale as we rise the hand up above the head, opening through the front of the body. Exhale, release, let it go, take it to the other side. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, the other side. Exhale, release. Let's do one more side, either side. One more time, rather. And release. Last time, inhale up and over. And release, nice. Come back to the heels. Just drawing the knees together and come straight over into a child's pose. So dropping the torso over the legs. Taking the arms down by the sides and dropping the head down to the mat. Just creating this little ball, this little cave where you can just breathe and relax. And close your eyes, chill out for a few moments. Just enjoying any sort of sensations that might be flowing through the body. Maybe the heart rate picked up a little bit. Maybe a little bit of heat was created. Or maybe you've just used this as sort of like an energy boost, a bit of a reset for your day or for the evening. Just using these next few breaths to completely switch off. Allowing the body to feel kind of heavy. Letting those shoulders completely relax down into the mat. Okay, I definitely recommend maybe staying here for a couple more minutes, but when you are ready to come out, you're just going to gently rock the head from side to side, a little massage for the forehead, a bit of movement in the neck, and then just shuffling the hands next to the body, gently pressing up into that kneeling position again. A couple of rolls in the shoulders, bring that breath back in. You rub the eyes. I'm just going to draw the hands together at the chest. Take another big inhale, maybe the next biggest inhale you've taken of the day. And then as you exhale, we're going to bow the head down to the hands. Super good stretch for the back of the neck. And then gently rising back up. Cheers. Thanks everyone. See you soon.